vote went perfect. Dave never saw it coming. My alliance did exactly what it was supposed to. Everything worked perfect. It could not possibly have gone better.
Yet again, we've pulled off another perfect move, and things are starting to sort of stack up as far as the moves that William and I have made together.
Like, Leah has my trust, like, big time right now. I just don't, like, wow, she's an all-star for that, for sure.
I felt bad about Dave for a little bit. He looked like he was about to cry, and I'm sorry, Dave, but it was the best option for me, and that's how you play Survivor.
Our plan went as planned, but I felt really bad about voting out Dave.
They thought they had everybody but me and William voting with them. And so they thought they were fine to split the vote, I guess. And I think that's what they tried to do.
It threw me for a loop. I was blindsided, not gonna lie. However, Dave and I did talk about the possibility of Leah flipping, and ultimately we knew that there was nothing that could be done to stop her. So splitting the votes, whether someone thought it was smart or someone thought it was dumb, it wouldn't have mattered. So we took our chances, and both him and I went into the vote saying, you know what, if we get blindsided by this, it's okay. We're willing to risk that. But again, there was nothing we could have done any different to save our butts.
I'm looking forward to future votes. Hopefully I don't get burned by trusting her too much.
Oh my goodness. I patched things up with Meredith, Cassandra, and Jacob as best as I could. I explained myself to them, said, like, here's my reasoning. I can't wait to see the confessionals. I heard Meredith and Cassandra ripped me apart. Kayla and Sarah told me about that. Can't wait.
Based on what I heard from Feely, they're really upset with her, which is good for us because that means that they will not accept her back very easily.
Cassandra and Meredith in particular, she's so mad at Leah. Like, she literally is so mad at Leah.
I am going to listen to Leah, but I don't trust her at all. She says she has this plan to get out a SOA member because none of them are together, and as much as I believe that they're not all together, I don't want to go along with her plan. I actually want to get her out, just because I think she totally messed up my entire game. But basically, I think that she thinks that she's in control, and I want her to know that that's not the case.
I am absolutely screwed. Like, you take that screwdriver and you screw it in there. Yeah, that's me. Like, nope. He was my biggest ally. That puts Meredith, Jacob, and I in a really bad position because we were the ones who voted with the original plan, which means that Leah flipped over. And I know that Meredith and Jacob were really mad at Leah for doing it, but I was more curious as to, like, why. I wanted to know her reasons, and I wanted to know, like, what her thinking behind it was, especially since, like, everything happened. So I wasn't as much mad as I was just very, like, concerned for how my game's gonna go from here on out. We'll see.
And she's just like, I would never vote for her if I was on the jury. And I'm like, but she played the game well because she blindsided you effectively. I don't know. Maybe I'm not playing the game right or something.
If a goat, aka Leah or Kayla, make it to the final three, I will be voting for them to win, because any Survivor player that takes a goat to the end does not deserve to win. I think if you take a goat to the final three, you are playing as if you don't think that you can win, and that's pathetic in my opinion. I want a good final three whether I'm there or not. And with that being said, if it's not a good final three and people want to take the easy way out, I hope they don't win, and I will vote for the other person.
Charlie ended up deciding to stick with us, so that's fantastic, and I've told him this before, but he's given me every reason to trust him.
Me, Leah, Kayla, and Jacob are real solid at this point. Probably closer than anybody else in the entire game in terms of alliances.
Leading up to Tribal, I do not trust Dave anymore, so I made an alliance with Leah, Charlie, and Kayla, because those two were on the outs, and we were positive that Dave, Meredith, and Cassandra were trying to get to the final three. So then I told them that. I was like, hey, we're not going to get far. They're trying to control everything. We need to rally together. And so they're like, yo, bet. So that was working. Us four were sticking together.
I'm almost playing as if I don't care if I get voted out, and that's not necessarily true. It's just I have nothing left. Me playing as if I'm getting voted out next week is exactly how I'm playing, because I think I'm getting voted out next week. I don't really care what happens as long as Leah does not make it further in the game than I do, because she just screwed everybody over.
Come on in, guys. All right, now bringing in Sarah from Exile Island.
Welcome back.
Dave voted out at last tribal council. All right, Sarah, can you tell me some of your thoughts seeing that Dave is the one voted out?
My brain was just racing when I was on Exile Island. Like, I don't really know what to think. I was thinking of all the scenarios of who could be going home. So I was kind of glad to see him going home and not so over.
Well, guys, made it through another round. It's time to get the challenge, but first, I'm gonna need that back, Jacob. All right, immunity necklace is back up for grabs. This is what you want. This guarantees your safety. This week's challenge is going to be a memory challenge. You'll get a set of cards that all have different colors on them. I will then show you an order of colors, and then once I ask, you will then reveal to me one by one in the same order the colors I had just revealed to you. We're going to keep going until only one person is left standing. You guys got it? All right, let's get to it. Everyone ready to go? Let's get started. The first one, we have gray, red, orange, blue. All right, everyone pick up and choose your first one. Reveal. First one was gray. You all got it right. Choose your second one. Reveal. It was red. That all looks like normal red to me. Correct. All right, third one. Reveal. Orange. Correct. Last one. 3, 2, 1. Reveal. Blue. All right, everyone has made it through the first round. Please put your cards back down. All right, for our next round, we have purple, red, gold, gray, red. All right. All right, 3, 2, 1, reveal. Purple is correct. Everyone has it. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Red is correct. Everyone has it. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Gold. Everyone has it. 3, 2, 1, reveal.
orange. That is correct. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Blue, Cassandra and Leah both chose green and are wrong. They are out. All right, let's keep going. Next one. 3, 2, 1, reveal. We have green, but Charlie chose light green. Oh no! And is wrong. Charlie's out.
I thought it was red and dark red.
All right, and 3, 2, 1, reveal. Red is correct. Everyone else makes it through. Next round. Gray. Light green. Red. Blue. Light green. Purple. Dark red. Pick them up. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Gray is correct. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Light green is correct. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Red is correct. Is that red? That is orange. Kayla is out. 3, 2, 1, reveal.
I got the wrong one. I meant to grab blue.
Blue. Oh, Jacob did not have it ready in time. Alright, we have Jonathan, Meredith, Sarah, and Will left fighting it out. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Light green is correct. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Meredith says dark red. Sarah and Will say purple. Meredith could win it right here, and Jonathan says dark red. So either Jonathan and Meredith are correct, or Sarah and Will are correct. And the correct option is purple.
Come join us,
Jonathan and Meredith are out. All right, we have another one left. But before we go to that one, I have something else. Splish, splash, don't trip, you'll take a bath. Near me, there I'll be. All right, last one. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Dark red is correct. We're gonna need to go into another round. We have players leaving the challenge. Jonathan says he's not going anywhere.
Yo, can I forfeit?
If you'd like to, forfeit a chance at immunity necklace.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right, Will has forfeited. Sarah, you win individual immunity for safe from tribal council. Jonathan, Charlie, Sarah, Meredith, Cassandra, and Kayla, who all decided to stay. The rest of our cast has left us. And Will forfeited a shot at guaranteed safety to run after whatever that was I just said. But Sarah, come and get it. You won an individual immunity necklace. You're guaranteed safe at next tribal council. And for the rest of you, that is the end of our night. Have a good week and good luck.
What's going on, guys? I am back. I am looking for the idol. In case you couldn't tell, it's dark outside. It's nighttime, hence why it's dark. That's redundant. Oh well.
Kayla and I searched for that idol for so long. I feel like I need it.
Man, I don't really know what I'm looking for. I'm really just kind of prodding around with my feet outside of commons. People probably think I'm super sketchy. They'll be the ones feeling sorry when I win the $100 and the title of Soul Survivor.
No, Survivor's crazy, but it's not that crazy.
I'm like 75% sure that they did not find anything. Granted, if they did, they played it off very well, which was a great strategy move for them.
In there.
I'm just gonna win without an idol. I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way. No idol, just blood, sweat, and tears. But no tears, because I'm a man. Men don't cry.
Guys, we're just trying to look for the hidden mini idol at this pond, and someone's about to get baptized. We can't look for that idol? Someone's about to get baptized.
There's no. Wait, what's that? What the frick? Is this a blender bottle thing?
I don't want to stick my hand in that.
Wait, no, there's a hole under there?
I've looked high, and I've looked low. I've looked diagonally. I don't even know what other ways there are to look.
I'm going. If y'all want to follow me, you can. I'm about to run like all the way over there. Huh?
Stress beyond all measure. That's what. So I know I'm like under a lot of like I didn't want to find it.
Yeah.
But I found it.
Well, and Jake and I aren't going to tell anybody because it's like us 3 plus Dave. We're obviously the 4 that we thought. Well, that was our 4.
That was our 4.
Yeah.
There it is. Yay. I'm really excited but also nervous to have this. I told myself at the beginning of the season I do not want a hidden immunity idol because that puts a target on your back and that just makes it even more stressful. But here I am, having one. But I'm also really glad that people from the Soa tribe didn't find it because that would screw us in a worse position. But at least the minority has it, and I'm willing to use it on someone else, but also I'm paranoid. I get paranoid, so.
We also met up with Cassandra and Meredith. We saw them by the pond.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
because I know this is like
What's up?
we're at your mercy.
Oh yeah, definitely, because we're a minority.
But
Big
is
time.
there any, y'all can lie to me, I don't really care, but I just didn't
We
know
don't
like
really have
if
any
there was
choice.
any shot that you guys wanted to take out a guy, not necessarily from Soa, but like in
no,
general.
just like in general. Just because
Obviously,
like
we're trying to
we're in
save
the
our butts
minority.
right
Like
now.
there's no way for us to be like, oh please come join us. Like we know we're in the minority. We're just reaching out to you because we really don't have any
We
other
just
options.
obviously want to.
But Meredith and Cassandra were just like, yeah, at this point, we're just numbers to you.
Yeah, I don't know a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So-
You have been on the. Exam,
Oh, that's
but-
true. But like just from your standpoint, I know you just came back. And I know
Oh,
that you
I'd love
probably
to get
feel-
out a guy. I just don't know what guy.
Yeah.
Because especially like when Will threw it and gave it to you, I know that you guys are really close. It just
Mm-hmm.
shows how like arrogant he was into thinking that like he'd stay on. And that's just my point of view.
I wanted to forfeit because the only people that left were Leah and Jacob. And I trust Leah quite a bit, but I didn't want her testimony to be the only one that I heard based on Jacob searching, you know? Like if he found something, I didn't want him to convince her not to tell anybody. I wanted to give to Sarah. She's had a rough week anyway with being on exile, so hopefully that will win her trust as well.
Will just has such a strong social game. He's so strong socially. He knows what he's doing. And the thing is, him and Jonathan are so close. And so Kayla made a good point. It's either Jonathan and Will flip on us or we flip on them. And we need to flip on them first.
For one, I hope that helps build a little bit of trust because I know that her and Kayla are kind of like being strategic about their relationship with us, you know?
No, I don't. I'm not
Okay.
sure what I would have done in your situation, but I don't think it was dumb.
I would kind of like to see Cassandra go here, but I just want to say to you 3 that if you can get me through this week without me being there, then I would be insanely indebted to you guys because I am pretty helpless.
I'd really like to get Will out. That would then cause Jonathan to be super dependent on me. I was thinking that I would want Cassandra out of
Okay.
everyone from feeling.
I'm okay getting her out.
Just because like she's not a super big threat, but she also knows what she's doing. She's not dumb.
Yeah.
No, she's not. And I think she's a bigger threat than we think.
After talking with Sarah, she informed me that she would love to work with me and that she would want to take me to the end with her. But she also told me that they want to vote me out. Will and Jonathan want to vote me out. And I know I have an idol, but I don't know if I should play it, and it makes me really worried. I talked to Meredith and Jacob, and they're the only 2 right now that know I have the idol. The others are just speculating it, but they don't know yet. So that just makes me really worried. I think this whole idol thing, even though it's making me feel a little bit better because I'm potentially getting voted out, I also just kind of wish I didn't have it. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad somebody else doesn't have it. But it's just putting a ton more stress on me because if somebody else finds out, they're going to vote me out just like they voted Luke out. And so I just feel in a terrible position, and I absolutely hate that feeling.
I can take Sarah at her word, basically because she has no reason to lie at this point. She can talk to whoever she wants. So I'm hoping that she'll be straight up with me. And then Kayla just asked if we could talk sometime this weekend.
Sarah still wants to vote out Will. Right now. That's the plan.
Things are getting bad. Things are getting scary. I just got a call from Sarah. I had thrown out the idea to her in the pre-merge that she would be my #1 ally. And I only said that to her and to William. I said that to them each privately. It wasn't like I was telling everyone they were my #1. But I thought by now it was clear to Sarah that my #1 ally was William.
I don't know how our alliance is doing. I would still like to have just an alliance with just Jonathan, and it would be ideal.
And Sarah called me and told me she's ready to take out William. And I don't know where she got the boldness to bring this up to me. But I guess just 1 week away from the game, she sort of, lost like an accurate view of what was actually happening inside the game. If I tell William that Sarah even mentioned his name, then William's never gonna work with Sarah again. And I'm gonna have to do damage control with that, so.
Oh my gosh. Everything just blew up.
The last hour has been quite possibly the most hectic, hour of my life.
And I'm really freaking nervous. I think I blew it, and I don't even know what I could have done.
He knows about Will. Literally, Cassandra told all of them. Cassandra, literally, I thought something like this was gonna happen too, because I did not trust either of them, and I was worried about letting them in on our plan.
For some reason I couldn't sleep last night because I've honestly been thinking about this vote, and essentially I don't want Will to go home because once he goes home I think they're gonna go after Jonathan and then they're gonna come after me because we're some of the bigger threats. Therefore, I want Will in the game longer because then it means that I could potentially last longer. So I told Jonathan that his alliance is lying to him.
I get a text from Meredith explaining to me that Kayla, Leah, Charlie, Sarah have devised a plan to incorporate Meredith, Jacob, and Cassandra in on voting William. That is 7 people. And that leaves 2 people. And so I would, for the first time in the game, be on the wrong side of the vote.
The reason I did that was because I don't want Will to go home tonight, and I'm gonna see if they'll vote with Cassandra, Jacob, and I. And essentially, Jacob and Cassandra aren't gonna know that they're gonna vote with us. But whoever we vote for, I'm going to tell the guys to vote for. And that's 5 versus 4 if my math is correct.
And then she proceeded to tell me that Cassandra has the idol. And if she plays it tonight, well, first of all...
They came to Will and Jonathan and they were like, they want to vote out Will. We're going to try and go for Kayla if you guys will vote with us.
So the plan that Meredith suggested to me was that we turn on Kayla. And the way she suggested this is that we go myself, Jacob, Cassandra, William, and Meredith, which would be 5 voting Kayla, and it doesn't really matter where they go. I decided to call Kayla and Leah to suggest everything that I know, and I told them everything that Meredith told me, but I switched out Meredith's name for Cassandra in hopes that they would believe me and flip everything back onto Cassandra so that we could just go with the original plan and William wouldn't even know. That would be so cool if we just pulled up this whole massive multi-layered move without William even knowing.
So Jonathan called me and Kayla in a group FaceTime call and basically said Cassandra told the whole plan to vote out Will, yada yada yada. Jacob, Meredith, Will, and Jonathan are expected to vote Kayla out this week. And he said he didn't want to do that, so he reached out to me and Kayla. And I started to think about all of this. Oh my gosh, there's so much I can't remember it all. Okay, so I called immediately Kayla and we talked about it and stuff. Freaked out some. Called Charlie. Called Jacob. Jacob said he didn't know about any of this plan or whatever. Cassandra can't even keep the right plan straight.
Leah calls me. She's like, hey, I'm hearing that you and you, Meredith, Cassandra, and Will are all gonna vote for Kayla. I was like, what the heck are you talking about? So she fills me in, and she's like, yeah, Jonathan told us that was a plan, and Cassandra came out and told us the whole plan, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yo, what are you saying?
We think that Jonathan's lying. I called Leah and I called Charlie, and they're both still on board to vote out Will. And I called Jacob, and he says he's on board to vote out Will, and that Meredith is still on board to vote out Will. So we're confused at where this story came from.
I'm hearing from Jacob and Meredith that Kayla thinks I made the whole thing up, which doesn't make any sense. How could I have possibly made up the whole thing and told them their own plan and them not believe me? That doesn't make any sense.
So they're trying to get Will and Jonathan's votes on me so that if Will plays an idol, I go home.
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen tonight.
We're probably gonna have to change our vote.
It's gonna be the craziest vote of my entire time in Survivor, and there is a very good chance I'm going home.
So many different names from so many different people that I just don't know what to think anymore.
William is voting for Cassandra. And I was like, what? Like, I thought William was voting for me. And he was like, oh, yeah, that's what I meant. He was voting for you.
What the heck? We'll go for Meredith.
And I'm either writing down Cassandra's name or I'm writing down Will's name.
We should go for Cassandra because Cassandra knows that we are planning to vote out Will.
I've been texting Sarah. Oh my gosh, she's literally at the funeral home right now. And like all this stuff is happening. And I'm like, have you voted yet?
An idea to go for Jonathan.
I just hope it doesn't flip back on me. This would be such a disastrous way to go. By the way, William doesn't know any of this. William is completely in the dark about this for his own good.
So I've been slacking a little bit. I'm really just relying on my teammates at this point, the people that I really trust.
And I don't know how much I need to tell them. I think I'm gonna tell them nothing.
What we're doing is, they have no idea that we are gonna do this, but we are gonna vote for Meredith. Meredith thinks she's in with us because everyone else trusted her, and then she left like a group FaceTime call, and I was like, guys, she's definitely lying. It seems like she's lying. So we're gonna get Meredith out. At that point, that side is going to be depleted of any idols that they would have, because for their plan to work, they need to play out their idols, because they think we're going for Cassandra or Will or both. So I think they both have idols. Even if they don't, one of them is going to get played.
Jacob could be lying. Jonathan could be lying. Anyone, Meredith. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, bringing in Dave, the first member of our jury, voted out last week. Reminder, Dave is here as jury to watch your guys' games. He will be an observer. All right, before we get to our normal stuff tonight, obviously we have a player missing, and it is sadly not due to COVID or quarantine. I'm sure you all have heard. Over the weekend, after a 4-year battle with cancer, Sarah's dad passed away. And so understandably, she is at home in Indiana right now. She will be FaceTiming in with us, so we'll be able to see her tonight, but she's gonna be out for probably a couple weeks. But participating in the game from afar, like you guys have been doing when you've been quarantined. Obviously, we really care about her. We're really sad to hear this about her family. And so we definitely want to keep her in our thoughts and prayers. And so just wanted to put that out there to the cast and to our crew that is why Sarah is not with us tonight.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Tribal Council. You guys are now at the point where we have our first jury member watching us. Now every Tribal Council, you get a look at what your fate potentially can be. Jonathan, what does it feel like to hit this phase and kind of see like, man, it's getting crazy. I could end up over there with Dave.
Pretty much how you just described it. It's crazy, it's scary. It's a little bit of like a relief to know that the alternative is being on the jury rather than, leaving the game for good.
So Kayla, going into Tribal last week, Feely had the numbers, but the vote ended up sending a Feely member home. Should we expect the same thing tonight, that another Feely member is going to be the one?
I think tonight it could go either way. There's been a lot of talk, but there's really no where it could go.
So Charlie, do you think there's still a SOA-Feely divide, or would you say we are all individuals at this point?
I would say it's definitely one cohesive, I use cohesive loosely, but one cohesive tribe. There might be some remnants left of SOA and Feely, but I wouldn't count on those divisions, like deciding who goes home and who stays.
Now Will, last week, towards the very end of the challenge, I pulled out something that was a clue for an advantage, and you decided to drop a chance, giving Sarah the immunity win. Do you think now, looking back in that moment, that was the right call?
Yeah, believe it or not, I have no regrets from last week at all. There were a lot of factors that played into giving Sarah that immunity. Several factors. One being she had just come back. I wanted to win back her trust after coming back from exile. And also, I just really wanted to make sure I had an eye on what was going on with that clue. And all in all, looking back now, especially, I'm confident that the decision was correct.
So Sarah, do you feel that getting this immunity necklace was pivotal after being a week out of loop?
I feel like it definitely was. I feel like if I didn't have the necklace, then I would just be the next easy target, the next easy vote out. But having immunity, that was no longer an option. So people, if that was their plan, they had to come up with something else.
Now, Jacob, you were someone who went running when that clue was sent, and we kind of saw you production afterwards running all over campus. Do you think that advantage, whatever it was going to play into tonight's vote?
I have no idea. Like you said, I ran everywhere, I couldn't find it, so I'm assuming somebody found it, but I don't know. I'm assuming tonight's gonna get a little I don't know what's gonna happen. So it could definitely be played just because I don't know what's going on, but who knows? It's also smart, it's early in the game, so it'd be smart to save one too, so I have no idea.
Now, Cassandra, do you share Jacob's sentiments of, you don't really know what's happening tonight, or do you feel like there's a plan and it's gonna happen?
I feel like after what happened last week, it's become very chaotic in the sense that I don't even know what's going on. I went looking for it too, but I don't even know who has it. And so after everything that's happened, just running around everywhere and talking with people, I'm still up in the air, what's gonna happen tonight, how are things gonna go? And it's kind of terrifying, but kind of interesting to see what's gonna happen tonight.
Now, Meredith, do you think tonight's vote is gonna be a defining vote in this season of Survivor, or do you think it's just gonna be more chaos each week?
If I'm part of the right numbers of the vote, I think we're kind of merging into voting blocks almost. I don't think there's set alliances right now because last week tribe lines were intermingled. If it goes the way that I see it going, tribe lines are going to be intermingled. It's just all across the board. I don't think it's going to set the pace for the future because I think every vote is going to be a little different.
Well, I see you nodding your head. Do you agree with Meredith's perception that it's voting blocks and not really hard alliances anymore?
Yes, definitely in the sense that the big alliances are gone, but there's no doubt in my mind that there are several duos and maybe trios that have broken up throughout the merge tribe. And I think those are going to be the key factor moving forward. And keeping those in mind is very, very important. And kind of figuring out who's in which one is really important.
I think everyone's realizing those pairs and trios, and that's why everyone's kind of trying to split them up. So then we have just a bunch of single players towards the end of it. So then it's a mesh of 5 or 6 that no one has a real alliance with anybody. It's kind of just moving forward, seeing who's on the right side of the numbers.
So who would you say some of those trios and duos are?
I mean, I know that people see Cassandra, Jacob, and I as one because I know Leah voted with Soa last week. And then Jonathan and Will, people have said that they've been voting together. And then Kayla and Sarah have been mentioned. So everyone, I mean, I don't necessarily know if you fit into one, but I feel like everyone fits into one somewhere.
So Charlie, Meredith just named everyone else in the cast except for you. Is that a weakness of your game that you don't have a duo or trio, or is that your strength being the lone man?
Well, that's going to be determined by how the next couple votes go. But I will say that it's definitely on purpose. Part of me thinks that's almost better off, not being tied down to one single alliance. That way, if your alliance goes under, then you're still a free agent at that point, and you can decide for yourself who is going to be the best person to work with.
So Charlie is saying, hey, it's great to not be tied to alliance because then I can go wherever I want. Is that something you want to hear from a player, or do you think, wow, you're really wishy-washy and I can't trust you now?
Well, personally, I think I'm kind of with him as well. I've always kind of been out when I tried, and that was what influenced the last week because I needed to reach for me. I wanted to find a vibe being feud. So I think personally, I don't know. Maybe a good thing, maybe a bad thing. We'll have to wait and see because that's kind of where I'm at too.
So Jonathan, in the midst of all of this chaos, all of these voting blocks, these duos, these trios, how do you decide who goes home tonight?
It's based on trust, which is, I think, obvious, but who do I trust, and who do I trust to actually have numbers tonight? And, which scenario will be the most likely scenario that I do not go home? So that's kind of what's going on.
All right. Well, with that, it's time to vote. Let's get to it. Alright, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Alright, let's get to the votes. First vote, Cassandra. Jonathan. Meredith. Will. That's one vote Jonathan, one vote Cassandra, one vote Meredith, and one vote Will. Meredith. Will. That's 2 votes Will, 2 votes Meredith, 1 vote Cassandra, 1 vote Jonathan. Meredith. And the 8th person voted out of survivability and 2nd member of our jury, Meredith. And congratulations. All right, Meredith, the trial is spoken. Thanks for watching. Thank you.
I'm going to be completely honest, I'm not that shocked, simply because I was the one that kind of started all the chaos this week, especially today. I wanted something to happen, and I said from the get-go, as long as I get voted out because it's something that I did and not because people that don't know how to play the game are just voting random people out, I'm okay with it. It's been fun. Obviously, I would have liked to get further in the game, but realistically, I aligned myself with Dave, who everyone thought was a big threat, so I knew that I was following shortly after his exit.
Well, I guess we could do it now. That's from Dave.
Okay, so I was supposed to read this?
I guess so.
Oh gosh. He said, now you're out of the game. Don't leave in a hurry. Descend the divinity steps to Montview Side Fountain to join your fellow member of the jury. Oh, I love Dave. He's the best.